Ever feel like you've been diagnosed with everything and nothing at the same time? You experience fatigue, headaches, lacking energy, even skin problems, but nobody can seem to pinpoint the causes of what's going on. What if the answer doesn't lie with diagnosis, but in hidden nutritional deficiencies are the things that are impacting your health? In this episode of the Harun Rabbani podcast, we'll explore the connection between nutrition, deficiencies, and your overall well-being. Stay tuned to this episode so you can find out how to unlock your health, unlock your energy, and maybe even unlock your life. So who the heck am I to be talking about this? Well, first of all, in 1996, I entered the world of medical devices sales. I worked with gastroenterologists, bronchoscopists, theatre surgeons, gynecologists, as well as ear, nose and throat ENT specialists. One of the biggest things that I discovered, particularly working in around gastroenterology, endoscopy, is that a significant portion of all chronic diseases and autoimmune diseases are directly related to nutrition. In 2014, I dove deep into health and wellness through my retreats and my private work. And I found myself collaborating with some of the most amazing experts across the field of health and well-being, including traditional doctors, integrative medical doctors, Ayurvedic doctors, as well as a whole bunch of other health professionals. Let's face it, navigating the conventional medical healthcare system, the NHS in the UK, can be extremely frustrating. You visit your doctor with a list of symptoms with a hope that he or she may give you an answer. But many times, you walk away with more questions than answers. I constantly hear my clients talk about how little time their doctors have spent with them to diagnose their condition. Very often, anything between 3 and 5 minutes. It's not the doctor's fault. The system is at breaking point. So you walk away with unexplained symptoms, headaches, nausea, all sorts of issues, sleep problems, chronic pain. This can leave you feeling unheard and what's really going on with your health. And the reality is many people blame themselves for their health condition or they blame it on aging. And neither of those answers are the truth. But what if there is a missing piece to this puzzle? What if these seemingly unconnected symptoms are related to nutritional deficiencies? The nutrients are the essential vitamins, minerals, and micronutrients that your body needs to function and stay in balance and harmony. And when they're lacking, then they can appear as unexpected symptoms, knocking you back for 6, but they tend to creep on you over a period of time. For example, a group of people that I've worked very closely with, diabetics, have these symptoms before they get diagnosed with diabetes for many years. And in fact, many people can have insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, and other signs of diabetes 5 to 10 years in advance. And in some cultures, such as the Asian culture, that's South Indian culture, they may develop that as early as in their 20s. As things get worse and worse, you just don't notice it until it's too late. It's a bit like when chefs cook frogs. What do? They put the frog in cold water and they turn up the heat slowly. And at no point does the frog just jump out. Eventually, it gets cooked. And this is what's happening to us humans. The real causes are cooking us and turning us into unbalanced human bodies. Not only does it affect your physical body, but it ends up affecting your mental health as well as your relational health and maybe even your work. As we know, absenteeism is skyrocketing, costing business people who are self-employed crazy amounts of money and employers billions of pounds every single year. The truth is, when you just look at the bare bones symptoms, it's very difficult whether you're coming from a traditional medical point of view or an alternative health. It's very difficult to pinpoint what's really going on unless you look at the underlying nutritional deficiencies. In recent years, the inability for people to get full and proper answers caught my eye. It's caught my attention. As somebody who's solution orientated and a problem solver, I could not believe that they weren't told the lifestyle diseases that are leading to full-blown diabetes, strokes, heart disease, all of those lifestyle diseases can be shifted. You have to prevent it and not wait for the cure, because the cure is not there for lifestyle diseases. Traditional medicine is absolutely brilliant for diagnosing very specific conditions, but they may not always and very frequently uncover the root cause of the problem. Let's say you're experiencing fatigue, for example. Now, standard tests will show that there's actually nothing wrong with you. Maybe you just need a bit more sleep, but it leaves you feel unheard because you've tried everything on your own, haven't you? You've Googled what possible potential problems there could be. You've tried to figure out yourself, and this is why you turn to the doctor. You don't just turn up to the doctor without doing your research. But the doctor isn't giving you anything more than what Google's already told you. But what if there was an underlying cause, which is really maybe one or two nutrients that are missing, which is the actual culprit? There's a whole world of health beyond diagnosis, which we are going to explore right now. Of course, there are those people who do their research and they look at alternative solutions. So they start popping pills, multivitamins, and this pill or the other, because you've heard it on the podcast, saw it on TikTok, on Instagram, and you think, yep, that's the one. While some multivitamins and minerals are beneficial to all, actually there is no one size fits all pill. And in fact, it might even be risky for some people if you have excess of certain nutrients. Self-diagnosis or relying on someone who is not trained in nutrients and nutrient deficiency may lead you to taking the wrong supplements completely. What are the consequences of ignoring nutritional deficiencies? The real cause of nutritional deficiency starts in here, how you think and behave towards food and drink, which leads to your behaviors, your actions, and your habits. Unfortunately, some of the habits, in fact, many of the habits are so low on the radar, you don't really notice it. For example, once upon a time, I used to drink a lot of Coke. I used to have 2 or 3 cans of Coke every single day. Why did I take them? Because I wanted that caffeine, that buzz, that sugar spike. I didn't know I was looking for the sugar spike, but the boost of energy. And of course, nowadays there's a whole host of energy drinks available. Consuming sugary drinks may give you calories, but they're empty calories with no nutrient value. You've got all this energy, and so what are you going to do? You're going to avoid taking fruits and other good vegetables that will give you nutrient value as well as energy. The good food source, the fruits, the vegetables, the herbs, all of that stuff are rich in antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, vitamins, minerals, and a whole host of things that your body needs. What I didn't realize about taking Coke is, first of all, I've been led to believe that there are approximately 9 teaspoons of sugar in a can of Coke. But just imagine this. 9 teaspoons and I have 3 cans of Coke a day. If you were to take all the blood from your system, of which we have approximately 5 litres, there is approximately 1 teaspoon of sugar at best in a healthy person's blood. Now you imagine I drink a can of Coke and that contains 9 teaspoons of sugar. Yes, not all the sugars are going to be absorbed, but still, that's a lot. And then 3 times a day. Not only that, Coca-Cola interferes with the absorptions of calcium and magnesium. Magnesium, as an example, is massively related to so many chemical reactions in your body. In fact, possibly over 600 chemical reactions taking place in your body requires magnesium. Everybody needs magnesium. Well, when I'm drinking Coke, I'm depleting my magnesium source or ability to absorb, and the consequences for me were stuff like regular cramping in the legs. I stopped drinking Coke after many, many years, and then months later, I drank a can of Coke. Here's what I found. That very same day, I started getting leg cramps. Leg cramps have a direct correlation to a lack of magnesium in your body. Of course, everybody knows that calcium is important for bone health, for the teeth, for your nails, as well as your hair. Other things that go under the radar is eating too much processed foods. I'm not anti-processed foods. I just don't eat them myself. I prefer the natural. I actually prefer the homegrown foods. But of course, I've got to buy plenty of foods from the shop. Over-processed foods very often have so many extra additives and such a lack of nutrient, and very often they give you sugar high, which is not good if you're a diabetic or pre-diabetic. It lacks in fiber, which is very important for the gut bacteria. The gut bacteria has a significant impact on your immune health as well as your mental health. Over-reliance on processed foods can lead to deficiencies in vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E. So you can have problems with your joints, problems with your eyesight, problems with your skin. There's a whole bunch of stuff you're going to have. And on top of that, of course, very often, and I know exactly why, very often there's excess amounts of sugar in processed foods. Why? Because that stuff is so horrid. So they've got to put sugar in there to mask the taste. Furthermore, sugar is very addictive. So of course you're going to eat some processed foods, let's just say a burger from one of the fast food chains, and then half an hour later you feel hungry again. So you're going to buy more. That's their hope. Great business, just bad for your health. Something else that goes under the radar is the fact that a lot of people are afraid of consuming fat. And there's a whole history about propaganda against fat. We won't go into that. But as a result of going for foods with little fats or skim milk, what happens is people start having deficiencies in essential fatty acids like omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. This affects cognitive function, memory, the use of your brain basically. It also affects inflammation and leads to skin problems. So I've got to ask you this question, my friend. Let's say you've got some kind of health issue that the doctors have not been able to diagnose. Let me ask you this question. If you continued your lifestyle as it was without getting help, where would your health be in 3 months from now? Everything stayed the same, you didn't take action. Where would your health be 3 months from now? Let's say hardly anything changes. Where would your health be in 6 months from now? How about 12 months from now? How about 2 years from now? Given the state of your health in 2 years, how does that make you feel? You kept doing the same thing, but if you keep on doing the same thing over and over, you won't get the same results. Things only get worse. Your health will only get worse. But how would that make you feel? Okay, let's switch it up. Let's say you took action and you took a nutritional deficiency assessment. Where would your life be 3 months from now? Just little consistent actions as a result of your assessment. Where would you be in 6 months from now? How about 12 months? How about 2 years? Think for yourself, take personal responsibility, and know that given the choice between taking action and taking no action, you have the choice. Which one would you prefer? Because the consequences are in your hands. It really is. How can you find out your nutritional deficiencies? Well, the truth is, not only will you have nutritional deficiencies, everybody has it to some degree, you will also have toxic load. So too much toxins in your body. This is why I've recruited a specialist. Her name is Nelia Freitas, who specializes in exploring and investigating nutritional deficiencies with her clients to help them to put them back on a path of rebalancing their health. So imagine this, instead of taking pill after pill, you take a laser-like approach to address the deficiencies that you have. That way you've got a much better fighting chance of getting your health back, your life back, your freedom back. What Nelia will do is not only ask you so many questions to get to what's actually wrong, get to the root cause. She'll then give you a report and also give you an in-depth explanation of what to do with the report. She's not going to leave you high and dry. She will hold your hand and take you to that space where you feel like, yes, I can do this. Of course, some people are okay at just following instructions. So after 3 sessions, you're going to know what to do. Other people, on the other hand, like to be handheld, like to be supported and guided over a longer period of time. We already work privately with our private clients individually, but what we're trying to do is reach out to more people so we can support and serve more people across the world. If you're one of those people who'd like to have a nutritional deficiency assessment, why don't you go and join our waiting list? We will inform you of how to progress further should you decide to take on a full-on nutritional deficiency analysis. Of course, there are other experts around the world. I'm not here to promote them. I'm here to work with people who want to work closely with us. So make sure you hit the link that we have in the description or the show notes and join the waiting list, and then we will keep you posted. Now, if you are somebody who's really struggling, but you can't afford any of this, and I really understand that, really do, then do this. Look at my other videos that I've created related to diabetes, but it actually affects every single person. Consider looking at the foods that you're eating. Look at the nutrient content. Look at those things that might be missing or stuff that shouldn't be there, like sugars and like ultra processed foods. Look at those kind of things and start getting rid of stuff that isn't serving you, that you know, hand on heart, it's not working for you. Other than that, please go and watch all my videos. If this resonates with you, make sure you share this video with at least one person, perhaps a member of your family or somebody who's a close friend. Thanks for watching. See you next time.